Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shino. I am your gaming and anime ninja, and welcome to day 29 of your 30 days of Shino. I know, it's been crazy. I haven't eaten since yesterday. It's about 6 a.m. now. I ate around 7 p.m. to 12 hours, and honestly, I ate means I had a Ensure shake, so a little tired. But I did have a chicken dinner in PUBG. Let's go! Woo, woo, chicken dinner! Winner, winner! Yo, it's actually winner, winner chicken dinner, but yo, don't judge me. I'm tired, alright? Listen, today, so there's been this point of discussion in my chat recently, and some people have asked me. Essentially, one of my viewers asked me is at what point did my chat stop being toxic? At what point in time did and essentially what the viewer is getting at is they're a new streamer and they're having to deal with a lot of, she's a lot of comments, internet stuff. She's a female, so obviously the typical female stuff, hey mommy, blah, 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 sexual this, blah, blah, blah. And she basically just asked at what point in time did my chat get better? And if I had to deal with that when I was starting up a lot too. And to be honest, I did. I had to deal with a whole lot of that. And then some. Being black, I was no stranger to it. I grew up, my very first major online multiplayer game, I suppose, was probably like Halo, Gears of War, and Call of Duty. It was Modern Warfare 2 to be specific, the no Russian. So I am no stranger to the words and the things that are said during these games and what's said online on the internet when you're playing these types of games, especially any racial comments or anything else in between. I told her, and this is what I told my chat, because we have a long discussion about it in my chat, as well as with other friends, because it's related to another situation where a friend of mine asked me why certain people were removed from my chat or were banned and then unbanned and then rebanned again or constantly timed out. And the answer is the same as both. My chat hasn't ever really been toxic. We joke around all the time, but the reason why my chat isn't toxic and the reason why a lot of other chats aren't toxic on Twitch, and although I'll admit at times it's going to affect your growth, is that the most important thing to me is always going to be the health of my community. One of the hardest things I think I did when I started out streaming was staying off tilt, trying to play League of Legends. And I realized it's a lot easier to do that when your chat's positive than it is when you're negative. That being said, when you're not doing well, chat is usually pretty negative in that game. But regardless of what game I've been playing, I know that when I'm upset or when I'm on tilt, I generally just block out anything negative that's around me. And that's when my stream has done its best. And I know that might seem a little mean and a little counterproductive to new streamers who are just trying to get anybody in your chat. But at the end of the day, you don't want just anybody in your chat. And I know it sucks because that's technically a potential viewer and they could be your best friend. And not to say you shouldn't give them a chance to get to know them. But if someone's causing problems for you or someone's bringing you down in any way, shape, or form, you nip it in the bud immediately. Immediately. Now, that doesn't always mean permaban. I've had situations where I've had someone pop off in chat and I just hit them with an immediate timeout and said, you're sitting in timeout. If you're still here when you're done, you can talk. And when the timeout, 10 minutes is over, they come back, hey man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't mean to piss you off. I didn't mean to upset them. I was just kind of, speaking my mind at the moment, but I can understand why it might be a little controversial. I apologize. And I'm like, hey, cool. I appreciate you hanging out. I apologize too. Didn't necessarily want to have to do that. But, at the same time, there's a certain atmosphere I want in my chat. And if something that's said kind of takes away from that or hurts that, then that's just what I have to do. And then we just kind of go from there. And then that was pretty much just how I handled that situation, but also multiple situations. I also told this person, and this is something for any new streamer, if someone says something derogatory to you, someone throws a racial slur, something way over the line sexual or anything like that, or anything you just feel crosses the line, just time them out. I personally would permaban them. Anything racist comes out of your mouth, you get permabanned. Unless it's in theme, I find it funny, and it's something we're currently talking about, which is very rare. Like if maybe we're talking about like, I don't know, PogChamp or something, or like I don't know, the Piccolo's Black, something like that. I can't think of why I would allow it. So I mean, honestly, you usually the minimum get a hot 600. More than likely, you get permabanned for stuff like that. Um, and the reason why is you just don't need it in your chat. It's nice to have that there, but if it's just gonna bother you and it's just gonna annoy you, and you're not enjoying that in your chat, then it's gone. And that's pretty much how I treat anything in my chat. One of my best friends could say something messed up or mean, like, hey, you guys suck. Cool, later. Yo, you're just gonna time your boy out? Yeah, because you were talking shit. End of discussion. Like, I am trying to build a place that's uplifting. That doesn't mean we can't joke around. That doesn't mean my chat can't say rip, or, we can't be like, forehead together. But be able to read the tone of the room. If you can't read the tone of the room and you see I'm frustrated and what you're saying isn't going to help make me better, then it's gone. It's that simple. And I feel like this is, you're trying to build a community, but it is still your community. It's still your stream. It's a place where you hopefully go to lift other people up, and hopefully people come together to lift you up. And if someone's not down for that, if someone's not there to have a good time or be about that, then get rid of them. That's just it. They could be your best friend, they could be your mother, your cousin, snip. Like, gone. End of discussion. Another instance of this is I had a friend of mine when I hopped back into WoW. He used to always put like, oh, baby paladin, ooh, baby paladin, and just kind of like run, the guy who would just kind of run his mouth. And like, for a little while, I kind of let it go, but eventually got on my nerves, and I'm like, look, muted. And he got timed out. And first he got purged, then he got a 60 second, then he got that hot 600. Then literally anytime he used that emote, even if he wasn't talking about me, anytime he used that baby eyes emote, one of my mods would just time them out on his own. And I didn't stop him because mind you, he may not have been continually to bug me, but he put himself in a situation where my mods know if I'm not in a good mood, or even if I'm in a good mood, they're not going to let something kill that vibe to let someone else have a little chuckle at my expense. And that's how I feel like you should be. In your stream, in your chat, if something bothers you, get rid of it. You don't have to ask to get rid of it. You don't have to explain why you got rid of it. Just get rid of it. End of story. We had a political debate about a blackface in a game. Someone said, I'm half black. This is my opinion on it. I wiped it and said, hey, look, I'm not here to disrespect your opinion, and I understand it. But I don't feel like having this discussion in my chat. This discussion ends here. Nobody else bring it up. We're moving on to something else. You'll be I was like, I'll untime you out as soon as this round is over, and we'll move on from there. And that was actually the situation where he said, yo, I apologize. I didn't mean to upset anybody. I didn't realize you didn't want to take the conversation there. It's all good. And I said, hey, man, I appreciate you coming out. I don't mean to disrespect your opinion. I understand your opinion. It's just not something I feel comfortable with, not something I want to deal with. So I just cut it there to move on because I want to focus on other things. And that's just what I would do. And I know I've been kind of talking in circles a little bit, so I'll kind of wrap it up here. If you want to have positivity in your chat, imagine yourself as like a gardener. Do you understand? Like you're growing your viewers. You're making them, into big loyal flowers that come and see you and, sing you songs every day. But while you're growing, you're building your garden and milling your land and all that and growing your own garden of viewers, your own Twitch community. Over time, there's going to be some weeds. And sometimes those weeds just have to be snipped. Sometimes those weeds have to be plucked. Sometimes those weeds have to be pulled out by the root and removed entirely. And sometimes that means shaking up some of the other plants in the process. That happens. Don't let that get you down. I don't want to say don't ever get too attached to someone, but like I'm 120% you're getting attached to every single viewer you have. But as attached as you get to them, if there's ever a time where they don't fit where your community is going, or they're just not comfortable sending out or not sending out the energy you need to grow your community, then you need to let them go. It doesn't have to be forever. It could be a day, could be 10 minutes, could be a week, could be a month, however long it needs to be. But sometimes you have to pull that weed out to keep your community positive. And it sucks when it happens. Believe me, it's like kicking out a friend or, cutting ties with a friend. And we all know how that feels, especially when you've got friends that you've known for a long time, how it feels to cut them off. But sometimes it's what has to be done for the best of your community. And more importantly, for the best of you. Because honestly, you spend so much time with your stream, you spend so much time in that garden becomes a part of you. And if that garden is toxic, you will become toxic as well. Or at least it will begin to infect you and make you sick. So, and the way I keep my community positive is just by constantly cutting out the negativity. And whether it's from a friend, a family, an enemy, as soon as I've had enough with it, the second it bothers me, it's gone. And that's how you keep it positive. You just have to get rid of the negativity. Don't let it stay there because it provides some sort of profit. They could be a sub, they could be a dono, it doesn't matter what they are. If they cross that line and they no longer give your stream what you want your stream to have, you let it go. And that's all there is to it. There'll be more money, there'll be more subs, there'll be more donos, but more importantly, there will never be another stream because that stream will be whatever it is you let it become. Your chat will be whatever it is you let your chat become. If your chat's attacking someone, you tell them to stop. And if they don't stop, you time them out. And if timing them out's not enough, you tell them to leave. Again, doesn't matter if it's a viewer, your moderator, your brother, your first sub, your last sub, doesn't matter. If they cross that line, whether it's against you or your friends, you tell them to go. And that's it. Either way, guys, that's going to be it for day 29 of your 30 days of Shino. I know it's been kind of a long one and a crazy one, but I'm still here. We got one more day officially of this, so I hope you guys will join me for that. I'm actually going to ask you guys what kind of questions you have and what you want to ask me. We're probably just going to title that episode Ask Shino unless I come up with something better. But it's been a crazy 30 days, like a crazy 30 days. Man. I started this 30 days breaking up with a girl and ended the 30 days breaking up with a girl. And then everything else in between. What can I say? I've noticed a lot of my streams have been like days of me starting off on the wrong foot and then just finding a good day through it or finding a good day by streaming. So that's probably going to be somewhat of the message tomorrow, but we'll see. Either way though, guys, just know that no day is perfect. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Actually, no, I'm going to end this video. Today in tonight's stream, someone posted something. Just came by the chat. We were reading PUBG, whatever, playing PUBG. And he just kind of said something random that I felt was both amazing and just kind of out there. I just titled it awesome. But just hadn't met this guy before, I don't believe. But just kind of came into my chat and he said, "Hey mate, how's it going? Just want to let you know that sometimes shit happens in life that seems unfair. But it's for a reason. Nothing beats hard work. Remember that, mate. Hope you have an amazing day, brother." I don't believe I've ever met this man in my chat before. But if I have, I apologize for getting you. But I won't forget you now. Either way though, guys, that's all I gotta say today. My name is Shino Bazu, E-Gaming and I'm a Ninja. Much love and respect. And I'll see you guys next time, alright? Deuces.